Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this energy channeling message and energy activation. I am here with my beautiful friend, Priestess Jamie Wozny. And we are coming through today with messages that we've been getting, where we are collectively. And specifically, we're going to be talking about how we are leaders in this new earth collective and what that really means to be a leader. It's not necessarily stereotypically like you're a teacher or you're leading a group of people, although it absolutely can manifest that way, but it's really just grounding in this frequency. So today's discussion and channeling and activation is going to assist you in this. So, if you are new here, then welcome. My name is Rachel, and I am an energy channel and a healer. And I tap into different frequencies and channel them into these sessions. So, we'll be doing that in a little bit. And I will pass it to Jamie and let her introduce herself as well as anything else you want to share about what's coming through for today.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I'm Jamie. I am an intuitive oracle and a divine channel. And yeah, what Rachel was just saying about leader, that's such a hard word to own, but I always just see the word as one who goes first. And so we can all be on equal playing ground. And wow, guys, I figured this out and let's check it out over here. So I think that's something that I would love and we would love to explore today that what if it's safe and it is who you are so that you can shine your light a little bit more um, and really activate the light around you too.
Mm. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
And maybe if leader isn't, we invite you to try on the word leader if it's
Mm.
uncomfortable. Um, And also, I like the word pioneer, right? We're the first. We're the first to be showing a new way of being in on pretty much all levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know before we got started, we talked a little bit about what each of us was getting before this and what we wanted to bring through. And I was talking about the astrological piece, a lot of timeline downloads have been coming through. So, specifically, and I channeled this on my video in the beginning of February, and I got that from February until the equinox, spring or fall, no matter where you are. Where we are, we're in the northern hemisphere, so it's spring. But from the beginning of February to spring, there was this step by step process where it's just one step in front of the other, one step in front of the other. And more we're grounding into these new earth energies. And then the equinox is this like beautiful new rebirth energy, but there was this transformative process
Mm.
in the meantime. And so we were talking about this week specifically when we're recording this, there's a really big full moon eclipse, and it's bringing up to the surface a lot that is needing to be transmuted. So when I was tapping into the energy, and it of course plays out differently for everyone, you know, we all experience these differently, but when I was tapping into it, what I felt was just this influx of like lightness, newness, joy. That's what was beneath everything. But what I was experiencing personally was heaviness. It was like it came in, this new light energy really came in powerfully and pushed to the surface any of that residual heaviness, density, old earth paradigm energy that was still within me. So even though for the last like couple of days I've been in a releasing, a transmutation, and I have been feeling heaviness, it's almost like that it's like an illusion. It's not an illusion because I'm experiencing it and I'm feeling it and I'm releasing it, but it's an illusion that that's where my energy is at, because where my energy is at this like really high vibrational light joy feel filled state. It's just this like layer that
Mm.
I was paying attention to because it was being transmuted. So that's where I thought my energy was, but it's not. It's the energy underneath of this new paradigm, and so anything that is not in alignment with that might be being pushed to the surface. It's a beautiful time to take advantage of these energies and this activation today and continue to transmute it and let it go, because the true essence of the energy that is grounding in through each and every one of us is incredibly expansive, incredibly light, brand new to our humanness and our energy systems. And so it's just like we're in this kind of purge or release or completion, a lot of us are. And then we'll really be into the acclimating, at least I feel the acclimating about, okay, what is this? What does this mean? How do I live now? And how do I think now? So that's what I'm getting. I'm pass it to you, James, and interested to see what you're feeling and getting.
Wow, yeah, totally. Um, as you're speaking, I'm going, and the difference here is for those blessed to have this access to this conversation, the awareness that that's what's going on, like game changer, right? That this is reality. This is what I'm stuck here. What's wrong with me? And of course, we may have all those thoughts, but that subtle shift in, okay, I have that little bit of awareness that this is actually what's occurring, that I'm in a transmutation. I'm in a cleanse. I am in an alchemical process. I am currently in my menstruation cycle, and the first day I was experiencing so much grief, and there was part of me that was like, what is going on? And then I had that tiny little bird on my shoulder awareness that was like, especially whether you're, whatever gender you identify with, when you're in your menstruation cycle, it's like a letting go. And so there was that wisdom in me that was like, honey, there's something you're shedding, there's something you're releasing, there's something that's letting go. Abnormal, just depths of my soul grief. And I couldn't stop crying and I couldn't stop crying. And I thought, okay, we have a choice here. We're going to love and nurture this, and we're going to know that this is coming up to move through and it's not buried. Are those days easy? Absolutely not for any of us that's experiencing that. But I remember a teacher saying to me years ago, imagine going through the birth process for 9 months and having no idea you were pregnant. You'd be like terrified and, oh my God, what's going on with me? And you'd be freaking out. And yes, it's uncomfortable, probably sometimes, to be pregnant, intending that everyone's pregnant experiences, if you want them, goes as smooth as possible. But it would, maybe be normal. And if you know what's going on, gosh, how much more peace do you have in your life? So, when we are on a journey of expansion and being visionaries and leaders and way showers and pioneers of the fifth dimension of the new earth, um, good to know that part of that is the transmutation of old energies moving through your system. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It doesn't mean you're broken. Um, it just means you are having a birthing process. Good to know.
I love that. Good to know. It is, it's like if you were to just give birth and not realize what was going on. My God.
You'd
Yeah.
think you were insane. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
totally.
And you
Totally.
also know when you know what's going on that it doesn't last forever.
Mm.
There comes a point where you have given birth and then that newness has begun and it grows and that's a whole new part of the journey. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the perfect analogy.
This is important to come into because I think, how do we know we're transmuting? Well, we begin to feel lighter. So I think that's really important because sometimes we could be like, well, what's the difference if I'm just wallowing in something or I'm in victim consciousness and it's kind of consuming me? Well, after the release, um, there's it lighter, 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 lighter. It's like, oh, okay, good to know. That's the um guidance system that's showing me something is leaving my field, something is leaving my body.
And that happened to me today. I've been really tired, and I know that's daylight savings
Mm,
where I am, and it's just so that makes you tired because we lost an hour's sleep. And
yeah.
but I know it's energetically right. Like I've just been really tired, and today I knew I was transmuting, and so I'm in meditation, and I was working with Kali and some crystals, and then I was like, I don't feel like meditating. I'm just gonna take a nap, and so I
Mm.
just like I was meditating on my couch and I was like, what, I'm just gonna take a nap. I just rolled over and took a nap and I got woken up by my leg just kicked like crazy. And I woke up and I'm like, oh, I feel so much better.
There it is.
There it was. But I'm trying, like I'm like, oh, well, I know what this is. I'm in transmutation phase. Like, here we go. Like, I've done this many times. And so, I'm sure what I did in meditation assisted it, but I needed to just rest to let whatever was moving through move through the rest of the way. And it did. And it woke me up. And then I felt 100 times better. So,
Yeah. And, this is probably another entire activations coming to me, but the title of How Do We Transmute with Grace? Like, what are some ways that we can assist this process? And one is, guys, it's not easy sometimes, but non-resistance. So just that gentle, like, it's okay that we're experiencing love. It's okay we're experiencing this. I know this sucks, but maybe we need a nap. I put on Peruvian rainforest music and wrapped myself in a blanket the other day when I was crying. Um, like, how can I make this a little bit more how can let's expedite the process with more grace.
mhm,
So the more we go, ironically, kicking and screaming, um, it kind of holds the energies in place. And there's a lot around that. There's shame of like, what's wrong with me? Why am I again? But if we can like, thank God we're having this conversation and people can go, oh my God, I'm not alone. Visionaries, way showers feel a lot. We're like renegades of like, I know who I am. I want to live my highest potential, my highest timeline. Well, that requires a releasing. It doesn't require, oh, great, now I have to suffer. It's like, no, this is already here.
mhm,
And I want to find a graceful way to let this move through my body and
mhm.
more lightness is on the other side.
Yeah. And I think it's allowing it to move through. That is the key because I follow this one medium. Her name's Jeanette Biro. And I believe it was this morning, she gave the analogy how she got this vision of Cinderella when the fairy did her bippity boppity boop and Cinderella turned from her like raggedy dress into like princess. And what she got from her guides was, you know, that getting halted halfway.
Ah,
And the message was let it move through to completion.
that's it.
Because sometimes we can, and I've gone through this on my journey where I have, and this comes with no shame or fear or anything like that, but I know that I've on parts of my journey have gotten myself stuck in transmutation longer than I needed to, and I caused myself more pain and struggle.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling so much like there's so many celestial energies, cosmic energies that are assisting. And it's not saying that it happens overnight, but it's just the message that I'm feeling is to let it move through because you will get to that 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 moment where Cinderella like became Cinderella or like
You
whatever
will
that
get
means for you.
you will get to the boop. Yeah.
You'll get to the boop. Don't get stuck in the bippity boppity. See it all the way through.
That's our next book. You'll get to the boop by
You'll
Rachel and
get to
Jamie.
the boop.
Wozny Thompson, hyphenated. Oh dear.
uh,
I love that. Yeah, man. It is that anchoring, and I felt this from the beginning of what you were saying, like anchoring in the knowing of who you are. Because I'm feeling like when we identify with energies as who we are, then we're embarrassed. We're whatever that we're afraid. It's like, no, no, no. I know who I am. I'm divinity. I'm soul. I'm spirit. I'm love. I am this beautiful essence and I experience energies and they're meant to move through me and I can go slowly and I can do it a little bit at a time. And there are beautiful tools like somatic experiencing, processing, nervous system work, energy healing. Like there's so much that can like we don't have to dive in the deep end.
mhm,
We can just touch the corner of the way we feel and just let it slowly, the ice break off down the river. Because it was never who you are, and it is never who you are. It's an experience your soul is having. Um, yeah,
and that divine intelligence knows how to move you through it.
right.
We put so much pressure on our humanness, especially when we're healers and we have so many tools, and the tools are wonderful. They can help us greatly. And also surrendering. and trusting in the unseen to assist you. I know before we hopped on here, we were talking about like how so much transmutation happens like when you go grab a coffee or tea with a friend, or when you're not doing any sort of healing work, but you're just relaxing and you kind of let go, and that allows the energy to flow through, or it allows you space to get the intuition or the guidance that can shift everything, right? It's just having faith and allowing yourself to have faith in that unseen, because it knows where you want to go. It knows your heart's desires. It put them in there, and it knows the potential, and it knows how to ground that into your humanness. So it's like it's the co-creation, right? Our humanness plays a role, and then the unseen plays a role, and it's really allowing yourself to flow and allowing those two to work in synergy, to work together.
Mm. Amen. Amen. I angel too, depending. I know you and I are going to go into a beautiful activation.
Mm-hmm.
I have until quarter after, just to let you know, because I can
Okay.
open up more space if spirit wants to move through a little longer
Okay.
or not. Either is fine.
Yeah, I feel ready for an activation. Do you have anything else that wants to come through?
No, no, it feels like it's meant to come through in the activation, in the
Okay.
channel.
So I know that Saint Germain was potentially coming through
Yes.
today, which makes sense with transmutation. And um, do you want to start with a channeling or?
Yeah, sure. Would love to.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Should we invite people to relax, like a meditation
Yeah,
for the
yeah, yeah.
channeling?
I'll
Okay.
let you, and then I'll pop it over and then pop it over. All
Okay.
right.
Cool. Here we go. So if you are able to, if you're watching this and you're able to close your eyes, or at least come into a state of relaxation, we are going to begin an energy channeling and activation. We are both healers. And for this activation, I always begin by connecting energetically. So if you're open and receptive to receive an energy activation, it will always be the energy. Again, this energy has a divine intelligence. So it will always be the energy that is in alignment with you, what you need, what you desire, what you're ready for. So we just channel it, and then however you receive it will be exactly for your highest and best good. If you're open and receptive to receive this today, please just say yes in your mind's eye. Take just a moment to connect. And as I am connecting energetically, I invite you to tune into that energy that is beneath the surface, beneath the mental chatter, beneath what may be playing out in reality. Tapping in, opening up to that unseen part of yourself. Allowing your heart to open a little more. Allowing your crown and your third eye to receive messages, guidance, downloads. And allowing yourself to sink into trust and faith. And Jane, I'm going to pass it to you.
Calling in the wisdom of Saint Germain as I translate his message for the group, feeling into the high vibrational frequency of it and trusting that which you need to hear you will receive today. It is my pleasure to assist this beautiful group in releasing that which no longer serves your heart's desires, the manifestation of your longings into the world. You are a special group of humans who, by innate worthiness, deserves the best that life has to offer. You may have forgotten the truth of who you are, and there is no harm in that. Yet it is time to remember. For when you remember, when you know, life becomes easier. You are allowed to remember. You are allowed to know who you are. There is no embarrassment. There is no more need to hide behind smallness, fear, indecision. Your light is safe now. You are safe now to be all that you came here to be in this time and space on planet Earth. For the joy that you feel in your heart matters. Your truth matters. Your decisions, your desires are valid. They are birthing into form as we speak. One must simply breathe and allow. It is okay to know now, like a sleeping baby knows. It is okay to be a sleeping baby, safe and loved by mother or father or grandmother or God. You are okay to rest now in the truth, in the knowing of who you came here to be, desirous and free, as you rest in the arms of God now. And so it is.
So I invite you into rest. And maybe even if you want to lay on your side in the fetal position, you can, whatever makes you feel most held, most loved, most safe. When Jamie was channeling, I got the image of Joan of Arc. In our history, spiritual pioneers and spiritual leaders, those who were bringing forth these energies, were met very often with persecution. And there may be a soul level subconscious fear around truly shining your light, expressing who you are. The fear of punishment, the fear of being shunned. But you are safe and you are protected. And we're wrapping you up now in this ball of protection. And we know that you, many, are in a process of releasing not only energies from this lifetime, but deep-seated soul-level energies and even collective conscious energies of the old paradigm. And for this, we honor you and we thank you. And we are here to protect you. But your leadership can be through lightness, and it can be through joy and safety. What was experienced in our history was of the earth that we have left behind. And as way showers of this new paradigm, we allow ourselves to heal those fear-based wounds, as you are doing at this very point in time. And we allow ourselves to open to a new way of being a leader, a way shower, a teacher, an embodiment of the divine, without fear, without persecution, but in harmony and love and cohesion and alignment. For there are many, many souls who not only need you, but many, many souls who are here who can support you. So for right now, in this moment, as that sleeping baby, can you rest in this energy? Jamie, do you have anything else that wants to be channeled? That's complete on my end.
No, it's complete.
Okay. So I'm getting just to hold this space. So let's just rest in this for a few more moments before we come out of this activation. There is a frequency in the words that were channeled, or rather a frequency that was being channeled through these words that was very activating. Going to slowly start to ground in the energy and allow this to ground into your humanness. Just letting your breath deepen a little bit. As we connect you to Mother Earth, growing roots of light from the base of your spine down to Mother Earth, and allowing her to assist you in your grounding. Just a reminder to some that grounding is very important right now. So continue to stay connected with her, and it will help stabilize these energetic shifts. So anything that you released today, we're asking and invoking the violet flame, sending any energy you released into the violet flame to be alchemized. As we slowly pull back from this energy activation and disconnecting. So be it and so it is, we give thanks. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into this, for being here. Um, yeah. James, do you have anything to add?
I'm just telepathically speaking to all y'all, so I hope you can hear me.
How does the way of the new earth?
Don't forget to write, guys, um, in our minds. Um, yeah, I just what a gift for all of us. And Rachel and I are creating a space to go deeper in this next week. Is it next week? Yes, one
Yeah,
or next Thursday
yeah, it's on the equinox. We are
on the
hosting a workshop on the equinox. I'll link to everything below. It's going to
yeah.
be a really powerful space where you can come together in community and celebrate this incredibly potent day and time on our journey time of
Yes.
year. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm feeling too like I'm sure we'll bring that in there, but a place to practice this good feeling, this excitement, this high vibration, to allow our bodies to get used to this lightness too. That's so important.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
make space for that too.
Oh, so important. So important. I always go back to the saying, it's we don't have to get used to living in our trauma. We're used to living in our trauma. It's getting used to living in joy. That can be the challenge. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you all so much. I'll link to that's or equinox. Did I say solstice? Equinox. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Equinox. I I need to ground. I need to take my own advice. So yeah, I'll link to everything about the equinox celebration, as well as all Jamie's information and mine. And yeah, I will see you later.
Yeah. Thank you. See you guys soon.
So
Bye.
much love.